Hello, this is Blue Star, Defender of Equestria, and this is my AfterThoughts review of Rarity Investigates. It was a dark and stormy night when she walked into my office. All mysteries appear to happen like that, so... Overall, I liked this episode. It was pretty good. I have to say, at first, it kind of confused me a little bit, because... Yeah, we were introduced in a way to a lot. We've been introduced to a whole new character that we haven't heard of before, who may or may not be a real pony. I think in this case she probably isn't a real pony. But yeah, a whole new mystery pony. That was kind of cool. And we did get to see Sassy Saddles and Rarity's boutique in Canterlot. Ugh, darn it. I can't remember the name of it. Even I think it's Carousel Boutique. Ugh, my brain is no longer functioning. Oh dear. But anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to refer to it as Rarity's Canterlot Boutique or something. But anyway, yeah, it's like, I'm surprised that a lot of people are like, oh no, Rarity's dream has been realized. Is this the end of the show? Oh no! No, I don't think that's the case. The short answer is it's the ending of one thing, but the beginning of another. And I like that. Just like with Princess Twilight, it's like, this is not the end of the story. It's just the start of a new one. And as someone sort of what said, it's finished. No, I think we're just getting started. Sorry, couldn't resist. Yeah, but I'm glad to see both of these characters and the Rarity's Boutique back and everything, and I predict we're gonna be here an awful lot, because we're just getting started here. I do have to kind of agree with Sasha Mashad's video, is that those stands are really that unstable. They should either bolt them to the floor, or maybe get stands with longer legs, because they just fall over at the least provocation. That's kind of a problem. There was a lot of interesting things in this episode. I mean, we were introduced to a whole new mystery detective pony and everything, and that was cool. We did get to see about the Wonderbolts Reserve and actually see how they operate and how they work and everything, and oh yeah, we got to see a whole new Wonderbolt character, which, again, came out of nowhere. In some ways, I'm really not bothered as much as some people are when, oh, this character came out of nowhere, we were never introduced to him before. It's like, I'm okay with that, particularly when it's a one-off character, probably like Wind Rider is and everything. There's no point in setting him up in a previous episode and then have him disappear at the end of that episode. In some ways, that doesn't make sense. Or it's not worth doing that time and everything. But yeah, we were introduced to a lot, and... Yes, and oh dear, it's like, yeah, a lot of different things, including, we were reminded once again of Rarity's charm and everything, and oh my gosh, the Royal Guard got to speak! Yes! Okay, I'm gonna say this one thing, and then I'm gonna leave that there, because otherwise I'll probably talk the rest of this video about them. I like that. That was so cool. The Royal Guard got to speak and just show that they're not just big tough ponies who just stand in front of the door. They do actually have feelings, and they're actually kind of nice guys and everything. I like that. And when the guard says, it's like, you know, we don't get much appreciation for what we do, he turns his eye to the camera and says this right to the audience. I love that. That was so cool. It's such a thankless job being a Royal Guard. Oh, no one knows what it's like to stand in front of a door all day and have nothing to do except count the bolts on the ceiling. I honestly do resist, in a way, saying I in those kind of situations, because, I'm not a Royal Guard, I'm not a member of the military, I'm a computer programmer. But, you know what? The heck with it. It's for all good fun and everything. And in a way, I think that's what this episode was about. This episode was about fun. Like, a lot of people are comparing this episode to the last one. I think the short answer to that is that the last episode had, I think, a lot more value to it, per se, in terms of, like, the moral and all those sorts of things. But this episode was a lot more fun. The moral was, I'm not even sure what the moral was. I guess it was, you know, trust your friends, and I guess... Which is a common theme throughout the show, and, you know, it was sort of nice, but it kind of feels tacked on to me, so it wasn't so emotionally satisfied this episode, but it was simply a lot more fun. And we got to see the Wonderbolts, and the Royal Guard, and a whole bunch of other stuff, and we got to have a mystery in a very old style. That was kind of fun, and I liked it, and it was a lot more fun. And we were presented the clues, as Sasha Mashad said. This case, unlike Mystery on the Friendship Express, we're actually presented the clues, and if you're paying attention, you might actually be able to figure out who it is. Sadly, I got it wrong. My theory was that it was Spitfire, but for some reason, Spitfire wanted Rainbow Dash to take her place or something like that. I mean, that was my first thought, because, wow, Spitfire was actually really nice and supportive of Rainbow Dash. It's like, what have you done with the real Spitfire? I think the short answer to that is that in Wonderbolts Academy, Spitfire is basically acting like a drill sergeant, and it's her job to be mean to everyone. I think now that Rainbow Dash is basically, in a way, a member of the Wonderbolts, and in a way, her friend, that now she's opened up, now she can be nice, because it is true that, you know what, a lot of drill sergeants, they are really mean, but that's only because that's their job. They're actually, a lot of them are really nice people when you get to know them. It's just their job to be mean to everyone, so, oh dear. So yeah, that was interesting, but unfortunately, yeah, that wasn't true. The resolution and, you know, who did it was really unsatisfying. Really, Wind Rider, you went to all this trouble, endangered your entire career just so that you could keep your record. Man, that is just so lame. It just really is. But the good news is that I do like that, you know, this is the first time the Wonderbolts have actually come out in a positive light. They did exactly what they should have done, because this kind of behavior would absolutely, you know, get you kicked out of this organization. Like, I've already said that, you know, the Wonderbolts are basically the pony version of the Blue Angels. And if you were a Blue Angel and you tried to set up, you know, one of your fellow Blue Angels pilots to get kicked out and everything, if they could prove that you did it, you would be the one who'd get kicked out, because that behavior is totally unacceptable. Because, yeah, as they say, we're a team. We look out for each other. It's about time you said that. In a way, I kind of like that it shows that the Wonderbolts are growing, that they are actually learning from all these lessons that Rainbow Dash and the main six are actually giving them. So, yo-ho, that's good. And that reminds me, I really do like the shot of when Soren basically turns to the audience. I mean, it's meant to be turning to Rainbow Dash and it's coming toward us. It's in a very threatening way. It's like, you know, I have to warn you that if you sent that note, I'm going to have to expel you from the Wonderbolts forever. And yeah, and Sasuma-chan said, he's not doing this because he's being mean, he's doing this because this is just simply part of the regulations. This is what you would do if this sort of thing happened. It's just the way it is. It's like, you know, this behavior is unacceptable and everything, and that's just, it's sad that Wind Rider had to be kicked out, but sadly, that's just the way it is. It's like, yeah, that's why this was lame. He did all this just to keep a record, and ultimately he lost his Wonderbolt status. It has gone from hero to zero. Oh dear. But overall, the mystery itself was okay. It was not the greatest mystery ever, even by children's show standards, but it was still fun, it was cool, and it was really fun to see Rarity be a detective and everything. It's like, who would have thunk it? Rarity as a detective, but in some ways that makes sense. She's very detail-oriented, and obviously she reads up mystery books a lot, so it was something we didn't know about, but okay, I'll buy that, and in some ways it does make sense, and I do like this whole thing with Rainbow Dash and Rarity. It's like, oh come on, who cares how the cake was decorated? Yeah, normally, yeah, you'd be right, but in this case, sorry Rainbow Dash, no you're not. In this case, the details are everything. I mean, that was the thing that was interesting, is that Rainbow Dash thinks that Rarity, in her true Rarity fashion, is just going on, well, about the fashion. It's like, you know, it's like when they're walking down the corridor, you know, it's like, okay, I must stay focused. And then she sees the curtain and then just goes completely fangirling on it, so. And I like that, and it reminds us that's the way that Rarity normally operates, and she sort of operates that way too, but through this episode. But other times, no, she's not. Like when she's asking about the cake and even the scarf, she's much more focused and everything. She has those, her eyes are almost hard and focused. I mean, that she's focused on the job at hand. She's not asking this isn't about fashion. This is about getting as much detail and information as she can so that she can go and solve this mystery. And that was the thing that Rainbow Dash doesn't get. She doesn't see that, because Rainbow Dash, in her usual Rainbow Dash way, is impatient and impulsive. And it's like, oh, come on, let's just go do this. It's like, yeah, when they go to talking to the guards, it's like, come on, tell me where the rebel base is. It's basically how Rainbow Dash's approach, and that doesn't work too well. Because, yeah, the Royal Guard don't really want to reveal that they took a break when they shouldn't have and left their post. Oh no, I can't help but feel those guards were sent to the dungeon for the night for leaving their posts. Oh no. But in their defense, it's a children's show. And in a children's show, you can't say no to cake. That's what I feel. It's almost touching on that briefly. I think the Royal Guard probably were punished a little bit, but probably not too soon. But frankly, I think they probably deserve to for leaving their post. But anyway, moving back to that scene, is like, the big thing in this scene was, if I was one of these guards, I would almost want to go to Shining Armor and say, Captain, Rarity was attempting to seduce us. Of course, she's obviously not trying to do that. She's playing on the charm. I think the idea of this is that she's trying to win them over with some compliments, some sympathy, and everything. And I think that's actually a very valid approach, because when you basically come, quote unquote, guns blazing, they're gonna just shut down. They're not gonna listen to you at all. But no, you give them a few compliments, you give them some, it's like, oh, your job is so hard, and everything. You make them feel like you're kind of on their side a little bit. They might be more willing to trust you and actually tell you what happened. And I like that. I do have to say that scene was kind of pushing the children's show thing a little bit, because, yeah, she may have been meant to be charmed, but it sort of felt more than that. It was pushing the children's show thing just a little bit, but, I think in the end it was okay. But I did love all the ponies' expressions, like Rainbow Dash, it's just like in shock. It's like, Rarity, what are you doing? Oh no! But so that was a good scene. I like it. And again, the Royal Guard actually got to speak. I can't help but think, it's like, people have asked me, what's my favorite background character? It's like, I never thought to answer the Royal Guard. Or maybe the Castle Guard. Oh no, if their name been changed? Oh no! But yeah, anyway, they almost should dub this season the background pony season, because all the background characters in a way got to have a little bit of a role, including the Royal Guard, and they got to express how they felt. And I like that. Oh yeah, Rainbow Dash surprised me an awful lot this episode. I mean, there's times where she's really mature, where she's immature, but there's also times where she really is mature. Particularly at the end, where Rainbow Dash could just take Spitfire's place and say, this is my dream come true, yes! But it's like, no, I can't do that to Spitfire. It's like, she deserves to be here. I'm gonna go get her, even though the other ponies are telling you, you'll never make it in time. It's like, I don't care, I'm gonna go anyway, because there's no time to lose, and flies out the window and everything, and that was cool. I was gonna say, Spitfire was really tired, but Rainbow Dash wasn't. The parts where she's immature is the parts where she's, it's like, yeah, I'm awesome. Oh yeah. Or, Rarity, what are you doing? But, I like that, that she was mature at the end. And says, where she says to Rarity, it's like, oh, some friend I was. It's like, no, Rainbow, you were a good friend. I mean, you were stressed, you were anxious, you were fearful, and you thought that your friend was caring more about fashion than you, but, that's okay. She came through for you in the end and everything, and that was cool and everything. It's like, again, have faith! Rainbow Dash came through for Spitfire in the end, too, and that was cool. And, we got to see a lot of interesting things that, I could probably keep going on. Like, I was kind of surprised that Soren was second in command of the Wonderbolts, so to speak. The other interesting thing is that Soren appears to be the only pony that have a unique, quote-unquote, cutie mark or emblem on his uniform. All the other Wonderbolts appear to have the same one, but, interesting. And it was cool to see him again, and some of the other Wonderbolt characters, and Spitfire, and, and Spitfire's mom. That was kind of cool. It's like a parrot. This is one of the few times we've actually seen parrots in the show, so that was pretty cool, too. So yeah, this was a pretty cool episode. There was a lot to stop and look at and think about. But overall, it was really just fun. And I kind of like that. I mean, it's not an equestrian shattering episode like the last one in some ways was. But this one was pretty cool, and it was fun. And it was nice to have a change of pace and a change of style, and in a way give some of the background ponies like the Royal Guard and the Wonderbolts and some of the other characters that we normally don't get to see a chance to talk and speak. And it was just cool to have a mystery like this and to see a side of Rarity that none of us ever expected to be there. But I'm pretty glad that it is, and maybe we will see more of this in the future. And I hope that we do. So that is the end of my Afterthoughts review of Rarity Investigates. This is Blue Star. Stay strong and pony on. Blue Star out.